Hello and welcome to the Marketing Insiders at Vegas Video Network. Can I get a big woohoo? Because, yeah, that's right. This is our first episode. In fact, we'll call it episode 1, pardon the Star Wars reference. So you know you're in the right place if you're a business owner looking to grow your business using strategic marketing that's predictable and stress-free. Now, this is a no-holds-barred show. What that means is we're not only going to show you and dissect the inner secrets of what we are doing and what my guests are doing to help grow their companies using marketing for themselves and for their clients. We're also going to show you the mistakes we made, and some of them are doozies, and that way you don't make those same mistakes in your business. We're live every other Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Pacific time at vegasvideonetwork.com/live, as well as our Facebook page, The Marketing Insiders. Now, the best way to get value from our show is to be at either one of those two places, because there you can chat with us, you can comment, you can meet each other and ask us questions, and we'll do our very best to get to everybody who's live on our show so that we make the show more interesting for you, more valuable for you, and a lot more fun for us as well. So that's vegasvideonetwork.com/live or Facebook at The Marketing Insiders. My name is Brian Williams, and I'm the host of The Marketing Insiders, as well as owner of 5 Star Economy, which is a specialized marketing agency helping businesses with their review marketing, with video marketing, with sales funnel development. We've been doing this now for over 20 years. So today's show, it's a little bit different than shows we're going to have in the future. The main difference is we don't have a guest today. So I thought today we would sort of set the table so that you know if this is the right place for you to be in future episodes, and give us a chance to sort of explain what to expect in the future, which I'm going to get to towards the latter part of today's show. Every one of our shows begins with something we call the really big deal. So what's the really big deal? So today's really big deal normally would be a guest, right? That would be the really big deal. But today's really big deal is something that I read about a month ago about a business who is using social media marketing quite effectively. And if you're in business, you should be using social media marketing effectively to help grow your business as well. And then something happened, and this headline caught my attention, and I had to dig deeper and figure out what went wrong. And I'm going to show you all that as we discuss the really big deal. And it's a big deal because you need to know this if you're, in fact, using or thinking about using social media marketing in your business. So let's go over to my screen, and let me just sort of kind of tell you a story about this company. So here's a shot of them on January 20th, 2016, in front of their new restaurant, grand opening. And it's a great shot. This is a really good use of social media. There they are, the business owners smiling in front of their new store with the mascots of the local university, Arizona University, behind them, which is a great thing to do because it really ties them right away into the community that they're going to be doing business in. And so I love this shot, really natural, perfect. They go on to have some inside shots. This is one of them. Now, this is clearly a staged shot, but it's great because you've got the smiling employees in the background, the smiling owners in the front. Really kind of pulls you in and makes you want to like check it out, right? It means, you know, I would want to go here, and you can see the positive comments there on the side as well. So this is how they got started on social media. Great job. And they didn't stop there. About a month after opening in February of 2016, they make this great offer. I mean, here they have this, you know, patriotic image, which looks great, and they make an offer that all current armed forces, first responders get 50% off their food and drink at this restaurant. Amazing offer. They also offered 25% off to all veterans. So you can see the positive comments. People are saying, you know, more businesses should do this kind of thing. Again, great use of social media. Well done. They continue. This is just last August, a few months ago, where there's this great kind of sweeping shot of the university. They must have sponsored some event here, and they were exhibiting or something. I don't know what this event is, of course, but great shot. Really brings you into the community. Even the UA campus recreation, which is probably some official thing on campus, comments about, you know, having them there. So again, they just continued over the years with great use of social media. Today, though, if you go to their Facebook page, this is what you'll see. You see these red arrows, and you see the words permanently closed. So let me let me have a little conversation before I show you the next part of this and what happened exactly here. So this business didn't close because of the usual suspects, okay? They didn't run out of money. They didn't do something silly like go to jail or something like that or get in trouble with the law. Nothing like that. They closed due to a single Facebook post on their Facebook business page. And I'm going to show you that post in a few moments so you can see what happened here. But before I do, I want to just talk to you a little bit about a lot of things we hear. If you've been around social media marketing, and especially social media marketing gurus as long as I have, and you'll hear some buzzwords that they use in advice that they give to us as business owners. And honestly, I'm guilty as charged. I've given some of this advice as well. And that is, you'll hear things like be authentic. Okay. You'll hear things like, and authentic is one of those words. You'll hear things like be transparent. You'll even hear advice like be vulnerable. Well, those three words you'll hear quite a bit, and I'm not exactly sure that we in the social media marketing profession are explaining ourselves well when we talk about these things, because you can interpret that a lot of different ways. What does that actually mean to be transparent, and what's a good use of that idea? And I say this because I think it's important on us in the industry to be clear what we mean by that, and not just what we mean by it, but what the context is for that. Because what I'm about to show you, I think was authentic, but it ended up having dramatic effect on this business. They shut down. So let's go back to my screen and let me show you what I saw was this news article that came out on October 11th. It says Tucson Cup It Up closes after weekend of backlash over Facebook post. You can see why it grabbed my attention. I'm like, whoa, what happened? And they even went on and they apologized. This is on the 8th before they actually closed, but it was too late by then. Once this was out there, it got picked up so much. You'll see here in a second here. So here's a timeline. So you can see to the left, I think it is, or the right, the actual post from Facebook. And I'll read a little bit about this. Before I do, though, just know the facts. This post was up for 3 hours, and they took it down because in 3 hours, they had 60 people share it, and more than 30 had commented right away on their Facebook page, and it was not good. It was they were getting flamed because they really went on a political point of view type post on their business page. You can see here, they say, we believe and support 100% in the following: our President Donald Trump, standing for the national anthem, repealing Obamacare, legal immigration. I mean, these are some pretty polarizing hot topics right now, and this is not a political conversation, but I just want you to kind of see what they posted and where things went south. They even go on to say, what they don't stand for or respect: fake news, political correctness, late night hosts getting political, celebrity expert opinions. I mean, these are, certainly being transparent, possibly even being authentic, but look at the damaging effects it had. And even though they took this post down within 3 hours because they were getting everything from just a lot of flaming conversation to threats to their employees. In fact, if you read the articles, you'll hear and see that a lot of their employees quit by within 48 hours of all this happening because they didn't want to be caught up in this. Here's a Yelp review of someone who actually had already taken an image of this Facebook post. You can see it here as an image of their Yelp review, and even captioned it with, Cup It Up posted this to their Facebook page, then deleted it. I won't be visiting again. And it just goes on and on. Here, shitty idea for a restaurant, shitty food, even shittier political beliefs. This is kind of funny. Ugh, cup of crap in a cup. Cup of crap in a cup, blah, blah, blah. I mean, and if you just, I took a long screenshot of all the Yelp reviews that they were getting on the weekend that this happened. And obviously, you can't see this, but you get the point. I mean, this just went on and on. And by the time they had taken it down, the damage had already been done. So, so it really begs the question, like, what does this mean? And where should we be authentic and where should we be transparent in social media? Now, arguably, a political post like that probably didn't deserve to be put on a business Facebook page. But I want to point something out to you, especially if you're in a business-to-business type of situation like we are, as a marketing company. My clients are all business owners. And so most of them that are following me on my business page, they're also following me on my personal Facebook page. So anything I post on my personal page, and maybe my political point of view makes sense to post there, or anything else for that matter, my customers and my prospects are probably going to see that. So when you're thinking about being authentic and transparent and vulnerable, just know that what you post out there on social media, and this is Facebook, but anywhere, whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you're using social media, even though it may not be on your business page, and we can all kind of agree that that was inappropriate on their business page, but also be cognizant about what you're saying on your personal page and expressing your point of view, because your customers, especially if you're in a B2B type environment, are probably going to see that as well. And so that's what I wanted to share with you as the really big deal for today. And let's move on to our next segment. Actually, our next segment has something to do with being on the mountain. Let's go to the mountain. Okay, today's message from the mountain is a skill that all of us business owners need to master to have ultimate success in our business. And that skill is resiliency. Now, resiliency is something that I'm sure you've used over and over again, as I have in my business, to conquer challenges, right? And get to the next level, if you will. Most of us use resiliency to get ourselves out of a fix, right? So we have a challenge, a client fires us, or you lose the big deal to a competitor, and you're like, oh, it's a challenge. I wanted that thing. So we use resiliency to get ourselves out of that funk and get back to normal mentally and in our business. I met a gentleman named Dr. Kevin Elko, and he has a different spin on resiliency that I want to share with you, and that is this. He uses resiliency not to just get out of the challenge, whether it's a health challenge or a personal challenge or a business challenge, to get back to where he was before, but he advises us to get beyond that, right? Use that challenge to go further, to become better, to become stronger, to become more financially independent, to become a better person in general, and share that with the world, if you will, so that you can serve better. And the self-talk that I want you to think about when you have a challenge is this. This challenge isn't happening to you. This challenge is happening for you. It's happening for you so that you can use your resiliency to use your best self to become even a better self in your business and in your life. So resiliency as the skill I want you to focus on this week, and the self-talk I want you to use is this is happening for me. All right, we're back. Hey, I hope you enjoyed watching that as much as I enjoyed filming that out at Red Rock Canyon. Now, for those of you that have recently been following me, you may not know my background. I'm a very much active outdoorsman. I'm also a scoutmaster in a Boy Scout troop. So you may have actually been attracted to this show, seeing me doing some crazy videos in the outdoors. In fact, I want to show you the book that I referenced because it's important and something that's helped enhance my life. It's called The Pep Talk, and it's written by Dr. Kevin Elko, who I mentioned in that video. It's a great read for you as a business owner. It's great for your children. It's great, really for anything, and it's an easy read. It's really small. You can see how thin it is. Highly encourage you to go to Amazon.com or wherever and get yourself a copy of this book. I hear we have a chat. What do we got going on over in our chat room?
Hey, Brian. Well, Jake the Rake thought he would stop by to say hi.
Okay, Jake, how you doing? Thanks for being here.
He wanted to wish you well, especially on your first podcast.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And also, Shannon Bushman says, woohoo.
Shannon!
Hey,
man, it's been a long time, Shannon. I'm glad you're here. We don't have to reconnect. Please message me your number. I'd love to catch up with you again. Okay. So what I want to do now to sort of wrap up the show in a way is give you kind of a hint as to what to expect in future episodes. Honestly, when we just started to do this show, I had no idea what the reception would be like from the marketing world and from the business world. It turned out it was great. And I have a lot of requests from some really, really smart marketers who are coming live either in the studio or through our Skype connection, to share with you some really good stuff. So let me give you a hint as to some of the stuff that's coming up. So one guest who's coming up in December, he recently did some amazing things with social media on Facebook, using nothing but his iPhone, really, and interviewing in a very raw kind of format some friends of his over lunch for about a 15-day period. He ended up building a mass following of over 100,000 people on his Facebook page. And more than that, he generated something like $1 million in new revenue for his business using nothing but social media, video, very, very simple video, and about $2,500 in advertising, which is not a whole lot of money to spend to get that kind of a return. So I don't know about you, but I want to learn more about what he did, how he did it, and I'm bringing him here to share that with us. Another guest that's coming on, you may have seen the opening of our show today, and you saw all these clips of me on the news. being interviewed by anchors at Fox and ABC and CBS and all these channels. Well, that didn't happen just by chance. A particular person that I'm going to introduce you to on a show lined all that up for me, and it's great exposure. And it's a lot different than just buying an ad, right, where you can get 15 seconds or 30 seconds of your ad. It's a lot more believable when you're being interviewed, and you get a lot more time. I mean, these interviews go for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So you're really in front of an audience for a lengthy period of time, and you can use it for adding mass credibility to whatever kind of business you're in. And then the third guest who's coming on next show, which is November 22nd at 11:30 a.m. I just had a conversation with him a couple of weeks ago, and this is a gentleman who is literally investing up to $90,000 a month on Facebook advertising. Now, hold on. I know what you're thinking, $90,000. I couldn't possibly ever think of a way or a means to spend $90,000 a month on Facebook. I get that. But here's the point. He's coming on the show to specifically talk to us and teach you all the things he learned along the way to getting to this point where he can be profitable, spending that kind of money every month on Facebook, the mistakes that he made on his way, the decisions that he made on his way, and what he's doing now that Facebook has changed kind of the game all over again in the last few months so that you can be successful if you're thinking about spending even $500 or $50,000, whatever it is, on Facebook advertising. He's our guest on November 22nd. I am so excited to have him here and share his words of wisdom with us on how to really maximize Facebook advertising. Now, we end every show. Here we have a chat from Rachel. Before we end our show, let's have Rachel come on.
So Rachel asks, do you think that there is a delicate of relevant balance between your business social media marketing and your personal page?
That's a great question. So for those of you that didn't hear, is there a delicate balance, right, between business Facebook page and your personal Facebook page? Absolutely. And that was, some of what I was alluding to earlier is, be cognizant that whatever you post, I talk to my kids about this even, whatever you post online, it's not only going to be seen potentially by very important people in your life, clients, friends, employers, etc., whether it's on your personal page or your business page, it's not necessarily ever going away. So when you post something, even a simple 140 character tweet, by the way, they're moving that to 280 if you didn't hear about that, it's going to be there potentially forever. And so you have to just ask yourself, do you want this information? Do you want this opinion? Do you want this post to be seen indefinitely by anyone forever? And that's kind of a question you always should ask yourself. And that's why I recommend, especially for your business page, don't just post because it's a whim. Have a plan, have a theme, have a topic, and then stick with that topic, repeatedly for maybe a few weeks even, and then move to another thoughtful topic that your ideal client, your ideal customer can gain value from. And that'll keep you on task. It'll also kind of push you into creating good content that your audience wants to hear, as opposed to you just ranting about an opinion. Now, obviously, there are going to be times and moments in life where an opinion's important. News happens, things happen. You don't want to jump in there, but try to do your best to keep it on that topic. I hear we have another chat from Dana.
Says, loved your message from the mountaintop on resiliency.
Awesome, Dana. Great. Thank you for saying so. We'll keep doing that. We'll keep doing that episode. They're really fun. Okay, so what I'd like to do is end our show with what we call the one thing. So, what's the one thing?
It has always been just the one thing.
What is the one thing?
I like that music. All right, shout out to JT for coming up with that music. I hope you're listening. All right, so the one thing is this. Look, we've all been to workshops and seminars where we go for a half a day, a weekend. We get great notes. We are inspired, right? We're going to take action. We're going to finally do it. We're going to change our lives. We're going to change our business. And we get back to our office, and what happens? I don't know if it happens to you, but it certainly happens to me. I take a look at my notes, and I'm like, what was I talking about? Where am I supposed to start here? And so the one thing is a way for us to help you actually do something that's going to have value in your business. It's simple, not too complicated, something anybody that's listening can implement for yourself and in your business. And so today's one thing is we've talked about, which is this: come up with a plan, a simple theme or a topic for the next few weeks even for your social media business page, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook or Twitter or all of them, Instagram, etc. Pick a theme. It could be a seasonal theme, like we're just about entering into the Thanksgiving season and things like that here. It could be something that might be thematic to your business. Let's say you're, an HVAC repair company, and people are going to start firing up their furnaces and firing up their fireplaces. Maybe there's some relevant information that your ideal client might want to hear about that you have knowledge of as an HVAC repair person on what to do before you fire up that furnace for the first time, now that things are starting to get a little chilly. Not so much here in Las Vegas, but I'm sure where some of you are. So those kinds of things, and then stick with that just for a few weeks and try it out. And that'll keep you on task. It'll actually force you to provide some value for your clients. And that's what I recommend you do for the one thing. And gosh, and I think that really wraps up our first episode. I really appreciate you being here today. So, as I said earlier, November 22nd, Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. Please come back, meet my buddy Stanley. He is going to dissect everything you need to know about how to be effective and successful with Facebook advertising. The man spends $90,000 a month. And in the meantime, message us. Message us on Facebook. Let us know what you'd like to hear more of. You can message us at email hello@themarketinginsiderslive.com. We'll get back to everyone who messages us. It would make us feel good, too, to know you're out there watching, whether it's live or the recording. And I really do hope to see you on our next show on November 22nd.